Hello, I'm FedoraG4mer, and welcome to another episode of Incoming Indie, where I take a look at interesting in-development indie games. Today we are looking at the beta version of Risk of Rain. Now, anyone that's been following my channel for a while might remember that I did a video of this when this game was on Kickstarter and they had a public alpha available. Well, now it's in beta, and there's been a lot more added to the game, so I figured, hey, I'd play it some more and show you what's new, and I really enjoy this game, so... Now there is a lot more classes to choose from, or characters, depending on what term you want to use. There used to only be the Commando and the Miner in that pre-alpha, and the Miner I was terrible with. Commando is the only thing playable. And now we have Bandit, which is an unlockable character, which I have already unlocked. Handy, which is pretty much Tanky McTank. Engineer, which I really like. This is the Huntress, which is really good, and I haven't actually played Accurate at all yet. I should try him at some point, but I really like the Engineer. Okay. Now, for anyone that doesn't know what Risk of Rain is, it's like an action platformer with roguelike elements is the best way to describe it. Okay. Drop some mines. The Engineer has a trouble-shot grenade launcher weapon, which actually doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but... Now this is a shop. You have a choice of buying one of these three. I will grab these, because they are very useful. Gives you a chance of doing double damage. Now, as the Engineer, each class has 4 abilities. Your one main primary attack. And I have turrets. Wow, that was good timing. Mines. And these really useful missiles. In my opinion, the Engineer is by far the best class, though I do like the Huntress. She's pretty fun to play as well. All of the skills are on cooldown system. You can get items that reduce cooldowns or conditions that reduce an item that gives you a condition to reduce cooldowns, such as your cooldowns are reduced on critical hit. This game is very item focused. It is a lot like Binding of Isaac in that way, except for a lot more items. Not more variety, but more in general. You'll get a lot of the same items stacking them, and their effects generally stack in a linear method, except for a few of them that have diminishing returns. We got Jar of Souls. Summon a ghost for every enemy on screen. That is the teleporter, but I'm not quite ready for that yet. That will start the process of going to the next level. One of the most interesting aspects of this game is the bar up in the right hand corner. That is the difficulty meter. It goes up over time. So how hard this game becomes, this difficulty doesn't necessarily ramp up based on how many levels you've cleared, but mostly based on how long you've been in the game. So sitting around on one level is not going to help you at all if you're trying to get items. Okay, I got question marks, which are mystery item. Let's try a mystery item. Banner, war banner. That's a rather good item. So basically, it's always a constant... Okay, that's what War Banner does. When you level up, it puts a banner down that gives you a buff when you're within range of it. A very strong buff, actually. And it stays there permanently until you're done with that level. But anyway, it's a very interesting dynamic of trying to get as many items as possible, as fast as possible, to progress to the next levels before your difficulty gets ramped up. Spike strip isn't very useful, but there is no such thing as a bad item in this game. Some of them are just meh, not actually very useful, but... So basically you want to try to stack up as many items as you can as quickly as you can. And that's what will get you far in this game. Right now there's no actual end to the game. Okay, have some mines. Right now, it just continues on for pretty much until you die, and in normal mode, that's usually pretty quick. I actually played easy mode until I crashed the game. That was pretty ridiculous. There's another war banner in a place that's not necessarily useful. I do have $50 to open this chest, though. Ukulele. It gives a chance on your attacks of having like a chain lightning effect. Don't, like, just like that. If there's any other enemies nearby, it would have hit them. This is a champion version of a monster. Oh, and there's another one underneath him as well. Okay. Just die. There we go. compared to what this was back in its pre-alpha, there is more than twice as many classes, probably 3 times as many classes. And there is a lot more items. A lot more levels, more bosses, just more of everything. Plus, multiplayer, which is admittedly a bit buggy, but still quite playable. I played some of that for a while on HJ Tenshi's live stream the other night, and it was a heck of a lot of fun. Okay, I got 2 champions up there. Let's use this. The ghost to then attack for me. Ooh, that hurt. These guys do some serious damage. I'm gonna come over here and just shoot from here. That you saw me use there was a shrine. Those have a chance of giving you an item or giving you absolutely nothing and wasting your money. But you can get 2 items out of each shrine. Just die already, please. Have some mines. There you go. We'll hit the shrine again. Ah, infusion. That is a very good item to get on the first level. Every time you kill an enemy, your life is increased permanently by 1. Which doesn't seem like a whole lot, but it adds up over a long run. And getting that item in the first level early on is huge. We will open this. Chance to fear enemies when attacked. Interesting. Not great, but useful. As I said, I really like the engineer. The other one's pale in comparison. Okay, we'll hit our shrine. Fungus, which... Ooh. And goat hoof. Both pretty good. I can only open one of these right this moment, and that's really good too. Fungus heals you when you stand still for a few seconds. Goat hoof increases your movement speed, and Leeching Seed gives you HP vampirism type effect on attack. So that, as you can imagine, is extremely useful. There's usually another chest over here. We'll go check it out. Nope, there's a shop instead. Tempted to just grab the other goat hoof, but let's gamble and see what these question marks are. That is barbed wire. It hurts nearby enemies. Not particularly useful on a ranged character. On the close range characters like Handy, that's a very good thing to have. Several stacks of that's a very good thing to have. Let's go up here. Is there any? Sometimes there's a shrine up there. Nope. The levels are semi-procedurally generated. The different level layouts, which you'll see another one here shortly, I'm sure, are generally the same, but there's some features or areas in them that sometimes are there and sometimes are not. What level you get when you go to the next level is semi-randomized as well, though after you've done so many levels it gets kind of set to the higher ones. Okay, let's go back to that teleporter. I don't know why I'm even messing with these guys. You shouldn't really mess with enemies. You don't need to if you don't need the money at the moment, just because it wastes time. And I'm already into the 2nd difficulty tier, so. Let's go back up here. Here, we'll just let that turret take care of a few of those guys for us. I believe the teleporter's right here. Okay, this is when things get real. A boss spawns. Jeez, it does tons of damage. Have mines. He might kill me all of a sudden. Hit this. Nothing. Hit again. Give me an item. Nope. Magma Worm is actually a really bad boss to get. My first boss. Pretty difficult compared to the other ones you can get on the first level. Don't land on me. Ugh. As you can see, there's a countdown, and enemies constantly spawn until that countdown ends, and then you have to kill the boss and the enemies to be able to leave the level. Get another turret out here. I don't have much for regen type items. Should probably just get away from all these enemies for right now. Go to somewhere more open to fight the boss. The boss will follow me wherever I go. Yes, hit some mines, boss. I still have quite a few enemies spawning though. Oh geez, that's a lot of those jellyfish, space flying jellyfish. More mines, more mines. Oh, I got him. Arms race. That's good if you find drones, but I haven't found any. You can find drones that follow you around and attack or heal. Now I just have to clear out the rest of the enemies because they have all spawned. And as you can see, it tells you how many are left. Have some mines, guys. Have some missiles. Nope, no more mines. Can't do mines right now. Okay. 18 enemies remain before I can go on to the next level. Thank you. Those turrets are very useful. Have some mines. As you can see, anytime a boss fight also gives you an item, which are all randomized. Well, some bosses do have a set item they can drop, but they won't drop it every time. But you can only get it from that boss. Which isn't a big deal since you see a lot of bosses reused. Excuse me. You will... Actually, when you get to higher difficulties, bosses will spawn without you triggering them. When you get real high, you can literally have 6 bosses out at one time, which gets nuts. Almost. 5 left. 4 left. And here they are, all bunched up for me so they can die easily. How kind of them. Now, like the infusion item, one thing I'll note is that before you activate the teleporter, enemies will spawn endlessly. Not very rapidly like they do once you activate the teleporter, but you can stay on the level and keep getting enemies endlessly. There is a drone right there, but of course I have no money. So you think with infusion it might be better just to sit on level 1 if you get on level 1 and farm up your HP. And that can be a little bit effective, but the HP you gain will not make up for the difficulty increase while you're not picking up other items to continuously get stronger. So you will get overwhelmed after a little while of doing that. Give me money because I want this drone. I'm glad I got this level. You can get this level or you can get this cave level. I'm not really a fan of the cave level. Okay, let's just use this. Have some ghosts. These ninja guys are very annoying. Get a turret out. I am using an Xbox 360 controller, which is how I very much recommend you play this game. It does not work very well on keyboard. It does have keyboard controls, remappable and all that, but there's just so much going on, jumping, shooting, using skills. It's just kind of a nightmare to try to do it with a keyboard. I'm sure there's people out there that are good at that, but I am not. I need a gamepad for a game like this. Have another turret, have some more mines. Ow, that hurts quite a bit. Other classes have a lot of mobility skills, which is one thing that the engineer lacks. He doesn't have any kind of dash ability. Okay, now I have a... It was originally a rocket turret, and I got Arms Race, which equips turrets with explosives and rockets. So it's a rocket turret with extra rocket pods, which makes it really useful. Auto-aiming rockets, I'll take it. Ooh, almost missed that. The multiplayer is really interesting because some of the items you pick up in multiplayer actually help everyone, not just the person that picks it up. Like, there's an item called Life Savings that you gain money over time. Everybody gains money over time when one of the people pick that up. So it's really cool that way. And less item rage because someone's getting all the items. But then most of the items still only affect the person that has it. But it's interesting how some of them affect everybody. And I'm not sure if that's intended or a bug, because as I said, this game is in beta, but the multiplayer is considered alpha, because it just recently got added, and it is a little wonky in a lot of ways. So what if you want to play this right now? Well, you can pre-order this game for $10, but to get into the beta, you have to buy the beta access for $25, which is, of course, the game as well. Now, that might seem a little strange to some people, and you know, seemed a little strange to me as well, until I realized why. because beta early access is generally cheaper because you're, you know, helping test the game and such. Why would paying extra to help a developer test their game is kinda scummy. It really is. But there's a reason for it. The game was on Kickstarter, and the $25 tier came with beta access, which is a practice that's very common on Kickstarter that I do not like whatsoever. Because again, it's you're paying the developer more to help them test their game. On Kickstarter, it's you're supporting the game. But I really don't like alpha and beta access being on a higher cost tier than the game itself in Kickstarters. It's just a bad practice in my opinion. But unfortunately, it's standard practice on Kickstarter, and it works. I mean, it seems to be effective. I can't say if it hurts them or helps them more, but it seems to clearly help the Kickstarter more, and if it works, you can't really argue with that. So because of the beta access being $25 on the Kickstarter, they had to keep it that price, otherwise the Kickstarter backers would rage about it. If they were like, oh, you can get beta access for the price of the game now that it's in development, and you know the internet, people would flip shit over that. But it does help them keep the beta group to a fairly small and manageable size. So it's not technically an open beta. So if you do want to play this, you would have to pay $25, and you know it's worth paying the $25 to play it. Honestly, I enjoy it a lot, especially now that there's multiplayer. But just try not to think about it as costing more to get beta. Just think about it as you helping the developer and supporting the game. Every bit of money that comes from that extra from beta is used for improving the game and adding more content and probably speeding up the development time. So at least you know why it's like that. And I don't know why I'm wasting time messing around here. I'm not doing anything. I'm just talking and shooting. It's like, oh yeah, I'm wasting a bunch of time. While the game gets difficult, I'm not picking anything up. Oh, here we'll hear the shrine here. This game, I will mention, is also on Greenlight, which is probably the main reason I decided to do another video of it, is to promote the Greenlight campaign. You should really go and vote yes for this on Greenlight. This game is so much fun. I really like the wave of action games with roguelike elements we've had recently, and this is one of the better ones. And it's got amazing pixel art. The pixel art is so good. Their pixel artist is a master. That repairs drones. So I only have one drone. That's not useful, since you can only have one active item at a time, one usable item. The rest of them are all passive. Kind of like Binding of Isaac in that way. Okay. I don't think I'm going to mess with that shrine anymore yet. Go find some chests. So that the link to the game's website where you can purchase the game, pre-order it, as well as buy into the alpha. And I also have a link in the description to the Kickstarter campaign. So go vote yes. Now, vote yeah if you can't, you know, don't want to buy into the beta. Vote yes. It'll help the developer out a lot. And then just wait till the game comes out to play it. It's definitely worth waiting for. The multiplayer actually you can play is online multiplayer. You can play up to 4 players. You can actually change some. I was told by the developer you can actually change some settings in some of the files and have up to 10 players, which would be nuts, crazy. Which is why they limited it to 4, because it would be crazy and might bug out the game. You know. Oh, come on, give me something. Ooh. Ah, this is a really hard to find item, actually. I've only had it once. Killing enemies causes spirit bolts. This is really cool. Look, it goes in. Every time an enemy dies, it shoots other enemies. That is extremely good when you're fighting huge crowds of stuff. Have some mines. And have a turret. See? Look at that. Chain reaction. Killed one, killed the next one, moved to the next one and damaged it. That's a really nice item to have. I don't know how that would item stack. Maybe, I guess it would shoot out more bolts. I believe it would shoot out 4. I only have a shop down there. These guys have a ton of HP. Have some mines and some grenades to the face. Getting that infusion really early is helping me a lot. Oh, no, not what I want. Ouch, there is fall damage. It is an extreme. It won't kill you, usually, unless you're low on life, but it's kind of there to let you know, quit doing that. Let's get the mystery item. That's not that great of an item. I should get out of there. You know, I have a lot of health. That was hurting quite a bit. I could go up there and just use my, use item, my on-use item, my active item, and get a bunch of ghosts up there kicking the crap out of everything. That's kind of useful. Oh, I'm still getting smacked around. Oh, I am dead. That was a terrible idea, apparently. That's how most of my runs end up. Well, this has been Risk of Rain. It is so much fun. I love this game. I loved this game back when it was on Kickstarter. You can find the link to the developer's website where you can purchase the game and purchase beta access if you'd like to. And you can also find a link in the description to the Greenlight campaign. Please go vote yes. I'm FedoraG4mer. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.